With this energy of mask, I'm hearing let's give them a show. So it feels like in this connection, there have been meddlesome third parties, people who are not happy to see you and this person together. This could be jealous exes, garden variety haters, miserable people that just want to share their misery with the world. Something that might even have to do with kind of like differences between you and this person. People didn't really understand how the two of you fit together. It could be kind of like an opposites attract circumstance where there's a deep connection and yet it triggers people. It brings out the darkness within other people because there's something about the two of you, whether it is obvious or energetic, that almost kind of causes people to subconsciously or actually kind of question things that they had settled for in their own life, prejudices that they have, heuristics that they have as far as like love and partnership, how it should develop between two people, what makes a good match, what makes a good connection, what makes love. And so it feels like this is somebody that is, they're not having that. They're really pissed off that anybody has like questioned this connection. And I'm hearing, who are you to tell me who to love? And so this is somebody, it feels like that they're really going to surprise you in terms of the ways in which they step up with public shows of affection, declarations of romance, affection, and loyalty for you. This could be something where recently this person has like uncovered hidden like snakes in their life or people's true colors. They might have heard gossip, they walked in on a conversation, or it's just kind of dawned on them like, wow, these people that were trying to like influence me to not kind of like trust in this connection, to maybe take my time, or to second guess kind of the next step when it felt right to proceed forward with you, who had maybe given unsolicited advice to dissuade them from pursuing a connection with you, or even if these were trusted people that they'd like confided in, it's almost like the advice they got was really bad, and they are able to kind of see that now, see these people for who they are. And it feels like for a lot of these circumstances, especially if these were people that were in this person's circle, like their close circle, their inner circle, this could be like long-term friends, close friends, or even family members. It feels like more than just this connection. This is somebody who has kind of like unmasked some traitors in their life. They have seen these people and they've connected the dots that like, wow, these are individuals that only ever wanted to have control over me. They didn't really have my best interest at heart, they had their best interest at heart. How could my actions or inactions serve their agendas? How could I remain convenient or controllable in order to fit into kind of like their worldview, who I should be according to their outlook on things? And so this could be something where this person at this point in time is kind of like standing up, like not just standing up for you in this connection, or moving forward despite advice that they've gotten from other people or tactics that have been used to like confuse them or to kind of steer them off course in this situation. But it's bigger than that. It's bigger than this connection. It's bigger than this circumstance with you. It's kind of like this person sort of snatching their power back, reclaiming their power from people that they are now seeing were perhaps karmic individuals, karmic soul ties, past life karmic connections. And karmic connections aren't just romance. We can have karmic connections with family members. We can have karmic connections with friends. We can have karmic connections with, people that briefly come into our lives, acquaintances. There's all kinds of different soulmates and karmic soul ties that we experience within the human journey. And it feels like this person has just uncovered like a whole nest of karmics. And so as they are shifting their position, putting up healthy boundaries, or maybe cutting off contact with some of these people altogether out of things that have been discovered, or something that they're able to kind of like look back on their life and sort of like, wow, you were always just kind of like keeping me in a cage. You were always sort of dimming my shine. You were always limiting my potential. You were always smiling to my face and yet secretly plotting. As far as this situation, romance, like the opportunity for true love, or like a real love, or something that is actually in accordance with this person's highest good, or like what they want, like this circumstance with you, It's like they're taking a stand in this situation with you, but it feels like there are other ways in which they're taking a stand with these people. And so this is, again, kind of like, let's give them a show. This is somebody that does not want to be quiet about their feelings anymore. They don't want to hide away. They no longer want to kind of like walk in another person's shadow, and kind of like go through the motions of being almost like a people pleaser to these specific individuals at the expense of their own personal happiness. Because it's like, life's too short. Love is rare. When it's real, love is rare. It only comes around maybe like once, if you're lucky, twice perhaps in a lifetime. And this circumstance is, with you, is showing this person like, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. This is the chance to really align with something that fits my highest good. And not only is this a matter of kind of stepping into a higher vibrational connection, it also has served to kind of illuminate the true colors of people around them, that had it not been for this circumstance, people that were kind of like sowing seeds of dissension or just very like toxic about you, about this connection, about the whole situation, it's almost like this person wouldn't have been in a position to really like see these people for who they are, like their influence overall. Yeah, we have the sun, the bringer of life. So again, this is somebody that wants to become very vocal about their feelings with you in a way that it's like, I don't care who sees, I don't care who knows, I don't care if people don't understand, I don't care if people don't approve, I don't care if people, want to try and make underhanded comments or, meddle or try and kind of like poison the dynamic between the two of us. I know that I want you. I know you're the one that I want. I know that I feel you deeply in my heart. I know that my soul calls to you and your soul calls to me. I know that it feels right for us to be together. And so I want us to be together, and let the world adjust or let it fall away. This is somebody, it feels like, that this next step that they're wanting to take with you, this may also accompany other kind of like big changes that they are making. People in their life that they're going to go no contact with, or they're setting an ultimatum. That may be a really big step with them, kind of like, you need to correct how you're coming towards me. You need to correct how you're talking to me, or you're no longer welcome in my life. This is like a big season of change. This is somebody rising into the fullness of their personal power. Solar plexus chakra fully activated within this person. This is something where there's almost like a degree of like anger within them about this situation, but they're alchemizing it so beautifully into like sacred rage. Instead of being something very destructive, this is almost like, let me clear the way, and kind of remove all those obstacles of ignorance that stood between how I'm relating to certain people, how I'm allowing people to influence my life and my choices in life and in love, and let me kind of do what's best for me. Let me honor my personal truth. Let me stand in the sovereignty of who I am. Let me reclaim this life as my life. This is somebody who no longer wants to live to please other people. This is somebody like, I'm living in accordance to my truth. I'm living in accordance with what I know is right for me. And if that upsets you and that bothers you, then you're no longer welcome in my life. If you can't respect the person that I choose for my partner, as my mate, as who I want to date, as who I want to love, as who I want to claim in this lifetime, then you are not welcome in our lives. You can just hate from a distance. You can scream into the void all that you want, but you will not penetrate the beauty of this connection with your ugliness. So this is somebody that's in like a no nonsense kind of attitude at this particular point in time. They really mean business, as far as not just like, okay, let me express my feelings for you or be more open towards you, the viewer, in a way that I hadn't before. But this is almost something where like they're making this announcement to people around them, that they have like very good reason to like know or to believe or to suspect have been kind of like poisoning the well, as far as this connection, and as far as even like this person's kind of like the ability for self-love, their self-esteem, goals and dreams that they reached for or were blocked from reaching for, dissuaded from reaching for previously, because these people like couldn't stand to see this person succeed, kind of like the crabs in a barrel theory. They couldn't stand to see anybody kind of doing better than them. These could be narcissists, or it could be people even that were just sort of like benefiting from a limited, a self-doubting, a broken version of this person. The connection with you has shown this person a way towards healing, a way towards reclaiming themselves. Anything that you've had to go through, or you've maybe been on a journey where you've had to cut people off, you've been shown the uncomfortable truth of the true colors of family members, of people you thought were your friends, even your relationship with yourself, and how you might have been the biggest block in your own life was like your relationship with yourself. Anything that you've gone through that you've either discussed with this person, they're aware of your journey, or it just translates through in your energy and aura, like this version of you is compared to like whatever you needed to kind of crawl your way through in order to kind of rise into this version of you. That is something that has really inspired this person, actually and energetically. This is somebody that wants to stand proudly beside you as like a more whole and complete person, and also as somebody that wants to take your hand openly, hold it tight and never let it go, despite what anyone may think. This is somebody, it feels like, that is trying to sort of focus on the understanding that even though their life may be peopled currently with people who are very kind of like judgmental, very dismissive, very toxic, very kind of like hurt people sort of energy right now, that there's a sense they're trying not to kind of like get into this place of thinking like, our relationship with one another will always be challenged. Our relationship with one another will always be something that will experience haters, will experience, bad press, negativity, pushback, bad vibes. This is something where it's kind of like we just need to walk forward beyond this kind of like relationship with sort of like karmic people that has been holding us back. It's been holding me back. Ways in which you've done that with the individuals in your life that were holding you back. And we just keep facing that horizon. We keep taking steps forward, and eventually we will align with community, different types of people, or even some of these individuals that, this may be their reckoning. It may be like, wow, I never expected you to stand up for yourself. They have some time to kind of think about things. They adjust their attitude, they adjust their behavior, and then they're welcomed back into your lives or into this person's life as like an evolved or changed version of self. But it's like everybody's being put on notice. And so there's a sense of almost kind of like this person trying to just like hold on to that belief, and like we just keep moving forward, and we will align with the right types of people that will celebrate our connection. If we continue to celebrate ourselves, then the world around us will have no choice but to adjust, and it won't always feel like we're needing to kind of like that this relationship needs to be just kind of like a sword that pierces through the gloom, like that Ace of Swords energy. But that the more we come into this place of living that reality of like, I choose you and you choose me, and the more we stand in that, and that is the unshakable truth, the more that high frequency, that light, that vibration, that honesty, that authenticity, that true love, it will call in resonant souls. It will call in experiences for us in the form of relationship with other people, where we will be seen, we'll be celebrated. People will look toward us and say, yeah, that is a couple that is in love. That is an empowered couple. That is a happy couple. Those are two people that are meant for each other, and not like in a negative way, like, oh, I hope you find yourself in another person and that's your punishment. But like, no, those are two people who have found each other. They complement each other. Those are two very aligned people who, even if you're not loud about that kind of struggle that you've gone through in order to ensure that love wins, that it will translate in some sort of way through the vibe that you share, this kind of like shared energy, this co-created energy between the two of you, and also something that this person feels already, since they've taken like a step forward to sort of claiming you very quietly but very fiercely inside. And anything where they've had conversations, they put their foot down. There might have even been fights and arguments, heated arguments with people in their life, where like they stood up for this connection. They put an end to all that negativity. And as much as that might have felt very terrifying because it was something they'd never done before, this is somebody that is like, yeah, I feel that personal sense of empowerment. I feel my solar plexus chakra empowered. I feel that I have finally in a very profound way made like a right choice for myself that has the ability to change the trajectory of my life in so many ways. And it was all by choosing love when the pressure was on to not choose love. The easiest thing to do would have been to sort of fold into what this community or these groups of people would have wanted for me, to continue to habituate the pattern of people pleasing, to shut my eyes to the truth that I was seeing, of the influences around me, the nature of these people, not just as far as like this connection is concerned, although some may have just been kind of like haters, just people they thought they were friends and they're just frenemies. It feels like they're cutting these people off. Anybody that speaks down on this connection and you, that these people are out of there. They're no longer valuing these people's opinion. They no longer keep counsel with these people. They're no longer opening up to these people. They may have been very like vocal about that as well. It's not just like a quiet cutoff. There's been some kind of confrontation. But this is somebody that it feels like the adjustments that they've had to make, they've broken free of some sort of limited aspect within themselves, and they are so grateful to this connection for being that catalyst in a very profound and powerful way, where there was a choice to sort of let this go, let this pass them by, to look around and say, well, it's getting a lot of pushback. There's a lot of negativity surrounding us or directed towards us. This could be somebody that, just tries to kind of like blend into the background. They've been kind of like taught to not sort of make a spectacle of themselves. Just blend in, just fit in, just be normal. And so something about this connection, though, attracts a lot of attention because you create a very high vibrational, very powerful energy between the two of you. And this is somebody that almost feels like this connection, this love, this choice to advocate for this or to take steps towards you rather than allow those kind of like groups of fear to sort of stifle this, hold them back. That is something that has aligned this person with a deep and profound level of personal power inside of themselves. And this is somebody like they've taken the step towards you, or they're getting ready to take that very bold next step, that public declaration, claiming you publicly, having these conversations with these people, cutting people off, whatever that looks like. And that this is something that it's like this decision, it's already been made in this person's mind, and it's an immutable truth. It's like there's no going back from that. I choose you, period. And we walk together forward, hand in hand, in the light of day, in the light of this love. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. Like or comment to claim these energies. Subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more content that I put out here. Don't forget to hit the bell button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And if you would like to book a personal reading with me, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link for that below. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.